Hi, I'm Tim Vitale, and we're going to talk about our fourth AP scenario, which is relating to the question, should I be an AP? So in this video, we're going to talk about that fourth scenario. We're actually going to revisit what an AP student is like. I did this in another PowerPoint, so you can go back and look at that. And same thing with this one, why would I take an AP course? I'm going to just revisit some of this. Is AP right for me? Asking ourselves that tough question, and then bouncing back or exiting with grace, meaning bouncing back like you're going to come back and AP is right for you and you're going to work harder, or leaving AP and going on to other things. So here's a scenario. I have procrastinated all year. I thought this class was going to be fun because all of my friends are in it, but it seems really hard. I don't even know where to begin. I don't want to go in to talk to my teacher because I am so embarrassed. I think my teacher hates me. I am wondering if this AP stuff is even worth it since I have not taken advantage of this opportunity. So take a moment to pause the video and just think real quick about what you would do in this scenario if you were feeling this way, and what kind of resources you have and what decisions you'd make. So go ahead and pause it. Okay, so I talked about this in another slide, just basically talking about what is AP and what does it mean, like why would you take an AP course. So I'm not going to redo all of this all over again, but I do want to just talk about this because it's important. AP students are a particular kind of students. Obviously, there's lots of different types of students in AP classes, but in general, there are certain traits that these students have that make them successful in AP. So obviously hardworking, passionate and wants to be here, competent in the subject matter, independently motivated, cooperative in groups, asks questions, and participates. So basically, hopefully you're getting from the gist of this that an AP student is not someone who just shows up, is here in class because their friends are here, and they just are kind of like sitting back and saying, whatever, let's just do this thing. An AP student is motivated. They're on top of things. That doesn't mean they're perfect. That doesn't mean that they understand everything, but they're here intentionally. They want to know what's going on. They want to score well, and they genuinely care about the class and what the class is about. So they care about physics, or they care about world history, or they care about computer science, or whatever AP class it is. So that's just kind of a background of what you should expect an AP student to be like. And I want to make a point here. If you're not any of these things in this particular class, that's okay. You might feel bad because you're like, you know what, I'm not hardworking in AP physics. I'm not passionate. I don't really want to be here. And you might be starting to feel bad about yourself as a student. And I want you to know that that's okay. I'm not passionate in everything that I do. And that's okay. I'm not hardworking in everything that I do. I think, and maybe people disagree with me, but I think that's just a little unrealistic to be super hardworking on every little thing that you have to do throughout the day. So, just because you are being honest with yourself and you're like, you know what, in this class I'm not really that hardworking because I'm not passionate, and maybe I don't know what's going on and I don't really care, or you don't feel like doing what's being asked of you. And all of those things are okay in themselves, but it's just that that's not really what an AP student is like, a successful AP student. Why would I take an AP course? This is also brought up in that previous slide as well, but the main reasons is to earn college credit, and to challenge yourself and to explore your passions. Again, I'm not going to get into these specifically just because I do it in the other video. But specifically, I want to talk about the not good reasons, or these are bonuses, but they're not good reasons to be an AP. 1, your friends are taking it. 2, your parents made you. Or 3, after the AP exam, things become easy. So ask yourself, why are you here in an AP class? Is it because your friends are all here? that's not really a good reason to stay in the class. It might be a bonus, like, it's great, all your friends are here and they can support you and help you, but that shouldn't be the main reason why you are taking the class. If that is, I would ask you to just think about why else you're here. If your parents made you, maybe they have really high expectations for you and they expect that you take an AP class. That's not really a good reason to be in an AP class. I know that as a son or a daughter, you don't really have control over what class you are in necessarily, especially if they're making you take this class. But I just want you to understand that that's not really, that's not going to take you to where you need to be. You need to want to be there for yourself. You need to want to do well, not just for your parents, but for yourself as well. And students also talk about like how after the AP exam things get a little easy, which is true in many AP classes just because you finish all the content early in May, and then in June it gets like pretty easy afterwards. That's not really a good reason to take a class because it's going to be really, really hard up until May, harder than your average class anyway. And I just don't think that's really a good reason to take the class. Another thing that comes up, especially in Clearview, if we're being honest, is that there's a little bit of this social pressure to be in AP just because, it's identified as where the smart kids are, and being smart is cool. Being smart is, something that is desirable for somebody. And, if you're not in AP, then you're not smart. That's just an idea that's not true, and it's not really healthy to the culture of, AP, but also just being in school in general. I have known many smart students, and I've taught students in advanced and honors and AP, and I can tell you right now that there's students that were in AP that were not maybe as bright in physics at least than some of the honor students that I taught, or even a couple of advanced students that were brighter. So it's really not about what class you take. And I don't recommend that you judge yourself based on people's classes anyway, because that's just not, people are more dimensional than just grades and what classes they're in. There's more to people than that. So it really isn't fair to kind of just break it down into that little bit. So I don't think it's a good reason to take this class because of whatever social pressure that you may feel, just because it's important to be yourself and to be where you need to be or where you're comfortable. And if you're not comfortable in an AP course, and that's okay. So ultimately, you're going to have to ask yourself, is AP right for me? I mean, you're feeling this way, you've been procrastinating, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling like you don't belong here. And just be honest with yourself. It might be hard because you don't want to say that you might be feeling like you're letting somebody down, whether it's yourself or your parents or your friends, but just be honest with yourself. Do I belong here? And, don't undersell yourself either. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to say, everyone that's asking themselves this doesn't belong. It might be that you do belong here, but you might need to just change a couple things, right? But you need to know, you need to hear this. It is okay to not be in an AP class. It's okay if AP is not right for you. That doesn't make you any less smart. It doesn't make you any less valuable. There are plenty of very bright, very capable, very valuable people and students in other classes, from honors to advanced all the way down to general levels classes. It does not matter if you're an AP or not. And I will tell you that if the move from AP to honors will save you your sanity and your anxiety levels, and it will make you a happier kid, that is the most important thing right there. So I really think that you need to ask yourself that honestly. The other thing is, and this is tough for a student to know, and I'm not expecting you to know this about yourself, but the best fit for you in terms of what class you should be in is a place where you feel challenged but successful. So for example, if I put you into honors physics and you were feeling like everything was pretty easy, like you're not being challenged, then yeah, maybe you belong in AP. Or let's say that you were in honors but you're feeling so challenged that like you feel in over your head and you'd never really feel successful in that class. Well, maybe you belong down in advanced where you can be challenged but successful. A lot of students, I think, are looking to just be successful and not the challenged part. But you have to remember that if you're not being challenged, you're not learning anything. So it's important that you challenge yourself and struggle, and that means that you're actually learning something, which is really important for you to know. So if you're asking yourself, do I belong in AP because you feel like you're struggling, that's okay. You might belong in AP if you're struggling. It's just a matter of whether you're drowning or not, or whether you're like have no idea what's going on. You feel embarrassed. You feel like everything is just going by you. That's a different story than just like you took a test and you struggled a little bit. So it's really important for you to think about all of these things. Maybe you just need to adjust. Maybe you do belong, and you do. I shouldn't say belong. Maybe this is a right fit for you. It's just that you need to adjust some things. You need to study a little bit more. Maybe you need to change the way that you are studying or reading the textbook or asking questions. And that's covered in some other videos and scenarios. But you have resources and things like that. But it's just important for you to really hone in on what do you need to change. Is it that you need to drop the course and go to a different course, or do you need to just change some other things? So finally, after you've made that decision, you either need to bounce back and to get to a place where you feel comfortable, because nobody wants you to be in that limbo state of I don't know what's going on forever. You need to bounce back or exit with grace. So make an action plan with SMART goals to get back on track. That was in scenario 3. Make a plan. If you are bouncing back, what do you need to do to get there? Talk to your teacher. Talk to your guidance counselor. Make some plans so that you can get to where you need to be, and make sure that those plans, those goals are SMART, meaning that they are specific, measurable, attainable, relatable, relevant, and time sensitive, meaning that you're going to have them done in a certain amount of time. Access resources that are available to you. That was in scenario 2. There are lots of resources available to you. Make sure you look to see which ones they might help you out, and then you can maybe get back on track that way. Or if you've made the ultimate decision that you cannot continue in AP, that's okay. Talk to your guidance counselor about moving down. They should be able to help you and guide you even more. If they feel like it's a bad idea and they think you can stick it out, they'll let you know. If they agree with you, they might help you move down, or they should help you move down into honors. Again, I need to stress that there is no shame in doing this. It's just that everybody, the teachers, the guidance counselors, and hopefully your parents, want you to be in a place where you are challenged but successful. So that means that you are properly placed in the class that you belong in. And remember, if you're going from AP to honors, even though, yes, there's going to be a transition period where you might be catching up with what they're doing in honors, you should be in a good position, because AP classes typically go faster and they cover more material than honors classes, so you should be at a head start in a sense. So hopefully that helps you out. Obviously, you can always talk to your teacher, you can talk to your guidance counselors. It's a big decision, but you need to know that it's okay not to be an AP, but it's also okay to struggle in AP and push through it. So make sure that you talk to your support group and figure out what it is that will help you be most successful.